This is a message for President Trump. My name is DJ Semanek. I'm contacting you from the Yukon in Canada's north. I know that your son comes up here hunting sometimes and recently met with our premier to discuss these potential trade wars between our two nations. And my family too owns an outfitting area, and I myself am a professional hunting guide. And the reason I'm contacting you today, President Trump, is because I no longer feel that the federal government in my nation is acting in the best interest of our people. And before you go into any negotiations with any member in Ottawa, I want you to know the true situation on the ground. I want the American people to know what's happening minutes away from their border. The first thing I want to say is this. I think that your tariffs are justified. For decades now, the Canadian people have lived like socialist parasites off the backs of U.S. military welfare. It is wrong. I'm embarrassed and I'm ashamed. If it was up to me, this would not be the case. Canadians want a strong military, but our government has denied us this wish. And in the wake of the COVID-19 disaster, the socialist/globalist parasites that run this country, after violating almost every human right guaranteed by law in this nation, they have proceeded to not only bankrupt the country, but hand out free hard drugs, crack, heroin, methamphetamines, fentanyl. This is not an exaggeration. They are poisoning the citizens who built this great nation. The amount of money they spent in the fallout of COVID caused inflationary price hikes, food prices, cost of goods. It caused our interest rates to rise on mortgages. People lost their homes. And they have systematically flooded the nation with millions of immigrants, both legal and illegal. There's quite literally nowhere to live in many parts of the country now. And our healthcare system is completely overrun. Many Canadians no longer have a doctor. And now, in a last-ditch desperate attempt to avoid an election, our federal government has decided to shut down the government. It's called prorogation. Because every single Canadian in this country is screaming for an election, the chance to turn the page and end this regime once and for all. But they've shut down our parliament, so an election can't be called. And in the wake, our prime minister, our Governor Trudeau, has announced that he intends to resign, but actually hasn't yet resigned. And this leaves Canadians in the ridiculous position due to archaic laws left over from the British monarchy that the Liberal Party of Canada is going to run a leadership race for their party, and whoever wins will be appointed prime minister rather than elected by the people. Our democracy has completely failed. It has failed. And now, with the assistance of two socialist premiers in Ontario, Doug Ford, and Dave Eby in British Columbia, the Liberal Party of Canada is working with them to not assuage your concerns regarding our tariffs and border security. Things like stopping illegal migration, drug smuggling, gun smuggling, human trafficking, and terrorist activity. These are all things that both our countries need. Instead of meeting these simple demands, they have decided to try and incite a trade war with you. President Trump. They want it to happen because what it will do is allow them to delay an election for another year till 2026. And their proposal to assuage everyone's concerns over the corrupt situation with our government is they're going to hand out free welfare to everyone. They're going to spend trillions more dollars. This will be the end of Canada economically. It's a financial situation we cannot survive. And basically, there was only one way out, President Trump. I have to ask you this embarrassing favor. I need you to stop the threat of the tariffs. If you pull back the tariffs, they can't delay the election. It will give a chance for men and women like me to eliminate this tyrannical threat in our government. We will remove them democratically. We will end this tyranny once and for all. And you look at my page, there is a growing movement in this nation now to form a constitutional republic to prevent these type of abuses from ever happening again in Canada. We want real freedom. We want to become a real country. But we're going to need your help because right now we're trapped. And if you push the tariffs, they will bankrupt us to a point where I don't think Canada can recover. So, for every American out there watching this, I congratulate you all again on your victory over the same tyranny in your country. And I beseech everyone watching this to grant the Canadian people, grant men like me the opportunity to rid this tyranny ourselves. We will. This is a message for President Trump. My name is DJ Semanek. I'm contacting you